The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Hey, welcome everyone to this week's edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa, publisher of the Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel, and each week we bring you the goings-on in the towns and villages that we cover. This week we're going to be starting off with Mike Falk in the town of Lima. Mike, what's going on in Lima?
Well, Chris, thanks for having us. The town of Lima will be conducting a public information session regarding Water District 5 on Wednesday, February 1st, 6 p.m. at Elam Life Church on Dalton Road. There will be a presentation by the town engineer and the opportunity to ask questions. District formation will be by petition. If you are located in the potential district and you are in favor of it, sign the petition. If you are not, then do not sign the petition. If you live outside of the village of Lima and you do not have public water, this affects you. If you live outside the village of Lima and you are buying your water from the village of Lima, this also affects you. So we hope to see you there. NYSERDA, the New York State Energy Research and Development Agency, has just released, hot off the press, an RFQ, request for qualifications, to establish a pool of firms to assist them in meeting the goals of the new Climate Act, which was passed. The one that I talked about last year, with all of the things that sometimes were hard to believe, it pretty much went through as is. So NYSERDA is looking for technical support for new construction, adaptive reuse, gut rehabilitation for clean and resilient buildings, code and building policy development, code enablement, technical and regulatory support for product and appliance efficiencies, program design, and national lab and technical policy support. The expected date for all of the firms that reply and then are hired for this request for qualifications is September of this year, 2023. So NYSERDA, not able to upstaff fast enough, is going to be pulling in outside firms to help write all of the policies surrounding that Climate Act. All of the things that you're hearing in the news about not having gas stoves and not using natural gas and all of those other things, these are the steps to make all that happen. So just keep informed and hopefully we can weather the storm. There are 22 U.S. veterans who commit suicide every day. Peer-to-peer programs are slowing down the rate. They are available to all veterans locally, including dinners, breakfasts, bowling, euchre, painting, etc. To get vets, to meet with vets, just an informal setting and talk. That is what is pulling the rate back down. Call 585-200-9742 to ask about all of the programs and sign up. If you do know a vet, please pass the number along. There is no cost to veterans, and a good number of the events are vets plus one, so you can bring your spouse or a date or a friend. If you know a veteran, if you have a business or a group and you want to be involved, call that number. They are always looking for places and venues to host things. They have funding. Livingston County received money, and so did all the other counties, to be able to put on these programs. If you want to help out vets and you think that your group or organization can do it, give that number a call. Again, 585-200-9742. If you want to support and you don't know what to do, please support the local Legion posts and the VFW. They provide opportunities for vets to get together also. What do the posts need? Posts need members. It is members that will attract more members, that will provide that peer-to-peer sort of help for everyone there. Vets helping vets It just needs more veterans locally to be able to work. Please do what you can to attract veterans to move to our area, who will then join the organizations, who will then in turn help each other. 22 a day is 22 too many. And that's all I've got, Chris.
Okay, thanks, Mike. John, Town of Mendon, what do we got going there?
I thought I would take this opportunity to just kind of update our residents on a couple of things. One is some of our ancillary boards, which are planning board, zoning board, board of assessment review, historic preservation commission, and environmental conservation board. All of those descriptions of those boards are in our town code, which is available on the Town of Mendon website. And we've had openings from time to time. Currently, we are reviewing some applicants for our historic preservation and environmental conservation board. But I would encourage all of our residents, if you have any interest in any of those boards, don't wait for us to put out the help wanted sign. Certainly, if you're interested, feel free to contact me. It's great to have a bench, so to speak, so that when an opening comes up, we know if we have a resident who's interested in participating in any of those boards. Just to briefly, the planning board looks at subdivisions, single home, builds, things like that. Zoning board deals with anything that goes against the code. If you want to build a shed too close to a lot line, that's when you go to to zoning board. And in the Board of Assessment Review, if you don't like what you're assessed for, you go to the Board of Assessment Review in May, and it's up to you to basically disprove the assessor's value of your home. It is not this assessor's job to prove that your home should be assessed for that. It's up to you to disprove that. And of course, the Environmental Conservation Board and the Historic Preservation Commission are advisory boards, generally advising either the town board, the planning board, or the zoning board of appeals in most cases. The other thing I wanted to mention today was due to the weather, or in some cases lack of winter weather, our highway department has been out doing some removing of ash trees in the right of way. And I emphasize right of way, because if the ash tree is dead and it's on your property, it's your responsibility. But if it is in the right of way and it is on a town road, the highway department is in the process of removing some of those ash trees. Our fire protection committee is continuing to meet. They'll be meeting through the end of February. And at that point, we'll be expecting a report back to the town board. Let's see, we internally at Town Hall, we are reviewing some of our local laws, as well as continuing to work on our short-term rental law that we are proceeding with. And we'll be rolling out some of these local laws, which are all subject to a public hearing. We certainly encourage people to be engaged in that and give us your opinions once they roll out. Splash Park and Military Memorial proceeding. We expect a May-June type of opening for both. Probably will not open on the same day, but we expect an opening in May or June. And lastly, I want to mention that if you, this time of year, a lot of times people are planning for projects in the spring, summer, maybe a pool or a shed or something like that on their property. Maybe they're going to put an addition on, a remodel. Please, if you're in the town of Mendon, outside the village of Honeoye Falls, contact our code enforcement officer, our building inspector, and talk to him before you start your project, not after you're already finished and then, beg for forgiveness instead of permission, because he's there for life safety purposes to make sure that, you meet code and that it is appropriate and safe occupancy for your home. So please be sure and contact him if you have any projects on your property. Thanks for having me, Chris.
All right. Thanks, John. And thanks, Mike, who had to leave early. And we thank you for watching. Remember, we're live, not live. We broadcast this every Sunday at 1 o'clock on our Facebook page. If you like it, it will notify you when the show starts. Also on our YouTube channel, if you subscribe to that, it will also notify you when the program starts. That's it for this week. Bye-bye for now.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.